The 1930s to the 1950s was a time of glamorous, iconic actresses who graced the silver screen with their stunning beauty and undeniable talent. Yet behind their flawless performances, some of these women led lives full of controversy, with infamous diva behavior, ruthless rivalries, and scandalous personal lives. These actresses were not just Hollywood royalty, they were also known for their complex and sometimes cruel personalities. So what was it that drove them to act this way? Was it the pressure of fame, personal struggles, or simply a mean streak? Let's take a closer look at some of the most notorious leading ladies of Hollywood's golden age. 1. Lana Turner. Lana Turner, born Julia Jean Turner on February 8, 1921, in Wallace, Idaho, was a stunningly beautiful actress who embodied the glamour of Hollywood's golden age. She first became a star in the 1940s, making an impact with her role in They Won't Forget, 1937, and solidifying her place in cinema history with films like Johnny Eager, 1941, and The Postman Always Rings Twice, 1946. Known for her radiant beauty and captivating on-screen presence, she became the epitome of Hollywood allure. However, behind the glamour of her career was a life marred by personal struggles and scandals. Turner was married 8 times to 7 men and had relationships with numerous high-profile figures, including actor Tyrone Power. Despite her outwardly glamorous life, Turner faced several personal crises that impacted both her career and her public image. In 1958, she found herself embroiled in one of Hollywood's most infamous scandals when her lover, mobster Johnny Stompanato, was fatally stabbed by her teenage daughter, Cheryl Crane. The stabbing, which occurred during a violent argument, was ruled as justifiable homicide. The media frenzy that followed placed Turner at the center of the scandal, further complicating her already tumultuous life. Turner was also plagued by alcoholism and prescription drug addiction, which led to professional setbacks and hurt her career at various points. Despite these personal demons, she made a remarkable comeback in the 1950s with films like Peyton Place, 1957, and Imitation of Life, 1959. These successes reaffirmed her status as a Hollywood legend, cementing her place in the annals of film history as one of the most iconic actresses of her time. 2. Gloria Swanson. Gloria Swanson was one of Hollywood's most luminous stars during the silent film era, known for her elegance, beauty, and commanding screen presence. Born on March 27, 1899 in Chicago, she became one of the highest-paid actresses of the 1920s, starring in lavish films like Male and Female, 1919, and Beyond the Rocks, 1920. Swanson's success in the silent era was unrivaled, earning her a reputation for her extravagant lifestyle, which included pearl-studded gowns, luxury homes, and decadent parties. However, the advent of sound in films, ushering in the era of talkies, presented significant challenges for Swanson. She struggled to transition to the new format, as her resistance to change and stubborn nature led her to clash with directors and producers. Her famously defiant attitude towards the talkie era culminated in her refusal to adapt to the changing times, exemplified by her famous quote during a sound screen test, "We had faces then," expressing her disdain for the technological shift. This resistance to change led to a significant decline in her career, and by the 1930s, Swanson's star had begun to fade. However, she experienced a remarkable comeback in 1950 with Sunset Boulevard, a film that mirrored her own struggles in Hollywood. In the movie, Swanson played Norma Desmond, a washed-up silent film star who clings to her fading fame. The role earned her critical acclaim and highlighted the parallels between Desmond's character and Swanson's own career, making her comeback a poignant reflection of the fragility of Hollywood stardom. Swanson's performance in Sunset Boulevard cemented her place as one of the most fascinating and complex figures in Hollywood history. Marlene Dietrich, born on December 27, 1901 in Berlin, Germany, was one of the most captivating and enigmatic stars of Hollywood's golden age. Known for her sultry performances, striking androgynous style, and a persona that oozed mystery, Dietrich quickly became a sensation. She first gained international fame with her role in the German film The Blue Angel, 1930, directed by Josef von Sternberg, which catapulted her to Hollywood. Dietrich's allure was amplified by her bold personality and unapologetic refusal to conform to traditional gender roles. Her striking beauty and deep voice, combined with her fearless attitude, made her one of the most unforgettable figures in cinema. Off-screen, Dietrich was infamous for her difficult behavior and uncompromising nature. She demanded absolute control over her image, often insisting on specific lighting and costumes to maintain her perfection on screen. She was notoriously difficult to work with, and Alfred Hitchcock once described her as the most obstinate actress he had ever encountered. There are numerous stories of Dietrich clashing with directors, one of the most famous involving her allegedly throwing a vase at a director who questioned her authority. Beyond her challenging on-set behavior, Dietrich was also known for her openness about her sexuality. She had relationships with both men and women, including famous figures like Greta Garbo and John Gilbert. Her audacity extended beyond the screen, as she used her platform to oppose the Nazi regime during World War II, solidifying her status as a fearless and controversial figure in Hollywood. Despite her difficult reputation, Dietrich's legacy as an icon of glamour and strength remains unmatched. 4. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford, born Lucille Fay LeSueur on March 23, 1904, in San Antonio, Texas, was one of Hollywood's most iconic and complex actresses. Known for her roles in films like Grand Hotel, 1932, The Women, 1939, and Mildred Pierce, 1945, for which she won an Academy Award, Crawford's career spanned several decades, making her one of the most successful actresses of her time. Her public persona was one of glamour and sophistication, but behind the scenes, Crawford was known for her relentless pursuit of perfection. She was often difficult to work with, demanding that everything be just right, from the lighting on set to the smallest details in her costumes. One infamous example of Crawford's insistence on perfection occurred when she reportedly demanded that an entire film set be rebuilt because the lighting was not flattering enough. While this behavior garnered respect for her dedication, it also earned her a reputation as a demanding and sometimes difficult star. Her personal life was no less controversial. Crawford's relationship with her adopted daughter Christina became the subject of public scrutiny after the release of Christina's memoir, Mommy Dearest, in 1978. The book detailed allegations of physical and emotional abuse, including the infamous wire hanger incident. These revelations painted Crawford as a deeply flawed individual, and the book became a cultural phenomenon, adding a layer of complexity to her public image. Despite the controversy surrounding her personal life, Joan Crawford's legacy as one of Hollywood's most iconic actresses endures. Bette Davis, born on April 5, 1908 in Lowell, Massachusetts, was a force of nature in Hollywood, known for her boldness, audacious charm, and ability to portray complex, multi-dimensional women. Davis was unafraid to challenge Hollywood's conventions, earning her a reputation as one of the most daring and powerful actresses in the industry. Throughout her career, Davis demonstrated a remarkable range of talent, earning 2 Academy Awards for her performances in Jezebel, 1938, and All About Eve, 1950. Davis was known for her refusal to conform to traditional Hollywood norms, often taking on roles that other actresses would shy away from. Her off-screen persona was equally bold, as she was notorious for clashing with directors and co-stars, especially when it came to creative control over her roles. Davis's refusal to back down led to several infamous Hollywood feuds, including her legendary rivalry with Joan Crawford. The two actresses' animosity was especially evident during the filming of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, 1962, where their on-screen conflict mirrored their real-life animosity. Their rivalry captivated the public, and their complicated relationship became one of the most talked-about stories in Hollywood history. Despite these conflicts, Davis's commitment to her craft and her groundbreaking performances cemented her legacy as one of Hollywood's greatest stars. Her career was a testament to her ability to overcome adversity and create unforgettable, complex characters, making her an icon in the world of film. 6. Barbara Stanwyck. Barbara Stanwyck, born Ruby Catherine Stevens on July 16, 1907 in Brooklyn, New York, is considered one of Hollywood's greatest actresses. She grew up in poverty after being orphaned at a young age, an experience that deeply influenced her resilience and determination throughout her life. Raised by foster parents, Stanwyck's early years were marked by hardship, but she found solace in the theater. She began her career in the 1920s as a chorus girl on Broadway, eventually making her way to Hollywood where her talent was quickly recognized. Her breakthrough came with the 1930 film The Locked Door, but it was her role in Stella Dallas, 1937, that earned her an Academy Award nomination, solidifying her place in Hollywood's elite circle. Stanwyck's career spanned 4 decades, with remarkable performances in films like Ball of Fire, 1941, Double Indemnity, 1944, and Meet John Doe, 1941. Her ability to portray a wide range of characters, from femme fatales to strong, independent women, made her one of the most versatile actresses of her time. Her perfectionism was evident both on and off set. One of the most well-known stories of her exacting standards involved her performance in Double Indemnity, 1944, where she played the iconic role of Phyllis Dietrichson. According to reports, Stanwyck insisted on rehearsing her scenes in a way that ensured they were as close to perfect as possible. Director Billy Wilder, known for his own perfectionist tendencies, often clashed with Stanwyck in their quest for cinematic perfection, but their collaboration resulted in one of the greatest films of all time. Even outside of film, Stanwyck was known to be a highly private individual, often shunning the public spotlight. She preferred to keep her personal life out of the press, choosing to focus instead on her craft. In interviews, she was straightforward, but rarely gave away anything about herself. Stanwyck's personal life was marked by 2 marriages, first to actor Frank Fay, and later to comedian Robert Taylor. But her work always took precedence. Her legacy remains as one of the finest actresses in Hollywood history, a woman who carved out her space in an industry that was often unkind to women, and, in turn, reshaped how women were portrayed on screen. 7. Lucille Ball. Lucille Ball, best known for her portrayal of the lovable, zany Lucy Ricardo on I Love Lucy, remains one of television's most iconic and beloved stars. Born on August 6, 1911 in Jamestown, New York. Ball's early years were marked by hardship, including the death of her father when she was just 3 years old. Her mother, a strong-willed woman, supported Ball's interest in acting, eventually sending her to drama school. Ball's early career included a series of uncredited film roles, but it wasn't until she became the star of I Love Lucy in the 1950s that she achieved true fame. The show revolutionized television with its groundbreaking use of a multi-camera format, live audience, and Ball's impeccable comic timing. For many, Ball became the epitome of the perfect comedic actress, able to deliver humor with ease and charm. However, behind the scenes, Ball was known for being a perfectionist, especially when it came to her work on I Love Lucy. Despite her reputation for being demanding, Ball's legacy is one of groundbreaking success. Her work as a producer and actress opened doors for women in television and helped shape the medium into what it is today. Her daughter, Lucy Arnaz, has acknowledged the complex relationship she had with her mother, noting that while there were challenges, there was also a deep bond of love and respect. Lucille Ball's contributions to comedy and television continue to resonate, and her influence can still be seen in many comedic performances today. She remains one of the most cherished figures in entertainment history, admired not just for her comedic brilliance, but also for her pioneering spirit in an industry that was often unwelcoming to women in power. 8. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor, born on February 27, 1932 in London, England, became one of the most iconic and controversial figures in Hollywood history. Known for her stunning beauty, impeccable acting talent, and highly publicized personal life, Taylor captivated audiences for decades. Her career began at a young age, with her first major role in National Velvet, 1944, when she was just 12 years old. By the 1950s, Taylor had already established herself as a top-tier actress, with roles in films like A Place in the Sun, 1951, and Giant, 1956. However, it was her portrayal of Cleopatra in the epic film Cleopatra, 1963, that cemented her status as one of the greatest actresses of her era. Taylor's beauty and captivating screen presence were only rivaled by her highly publicized and tumultuous love life. Taylor's reputation for being a passionate and sometimes tempestuous woman extended to her career as well. She was known for being fiercely protective of her image and roles, demanding high standards from directors, co-stars, and the studio. Her dedication to her craft was evident, but it often led to tensions on set. Despite these challenges, Taylor's acting talent never faltered, and she remained one of Hollywood's brightest stars. Her legacy as an actress is as significant as her influence on the fashion world, where she became a style icon. Today, Elizabeth Taylor is remembered not only for her legendary performances, but also for her resilience in the face of personal struggles and the barriers she helped break down for women in Hollywood. 9. Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge was a trailblazer in Hollywood, making history as the first African-American woman to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress. Born on November 9, 1922 in Cleveland, Ohio, Dandridge rose to fame in the 1950s with her role in the film Carmen Jones, 1954. Her performance in the film was widely praised, earning her an Oscar nomination and making her the first African-American woman to receive such an honor. Dandridge's talent and beauty captivated audiences, and she became an icon of the era. However, her career was marred by the systemic racism that pervaded Hollywood at the time. Despite her groundbreaking achievements, Dandridge often faced discrimination and was limited in the types of roles available to her. Dandridge's personal life was just as complicated as her professional one. She struggled with financial instability, mental health issues, and a tumultuous marriage. Despite her fame, she faced constant challenges in her career, and her efforts to break free from typecasting often fell short. Some considered her aloof or distant, but this perception was likely due to her desire to be taken seriously as an actress. She fought hard to prove her worth in an industry that often relegated African-American women to minor roles. Dandridge's struggles, both personal and professional, highlight the difficulties faced by Black actresses in a time of segregation and racial inequality. 10. Faye Dunaway. Faye Dunaway, one of the most talented actresses of her generation, earned critical acclaim for her roles in films like Chinatown, 1974, and Network, 1976. Known for her ability to portray complex, often difficult characters, Dunaway became an icon of 1970s cinema. However, her reputation on set was not without controversy. Dunaway's dedication to her craft was undeniable, but her sometimes abrasive personality made her difficult to work with. Her insistence on perfection and her high expectations often led to tension with directors, co-stars, and crew members. One of the most infamous incidents in Dunaway's career occurred during the making of Mommy Dearest, 1981, a film based on the life of actress Joan Crawford. Dunaway, who played Crawford, reportedly clashed with the director and fellow cast members, creating a toxic atmosphere on set. Her behavior, which included frequent outbursts and mistreatment of others, earned her a reputation for being difficult and temperamental. However, Dunaway's talent was undeniable. She won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Network, where she portrayed the ruthless television executive Diana Christensen. 11th. Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn, known for her bold personality and independent spirit, was a Hollywood legend who defied the typical image of femininity. Throughout her career, Hepburn resisted the pressures placed on women in Hollywood to conform to a certain standard of beauty and behavior. She rejected the glamorous, docile roles that many actresses were assigned, instead opting for strong, independent characters that reflected her own personality. Hepburn's defiance of societal norms and unwillingness to conform earned her both admiration and criticism. Her refusal to play by Hollywood's rules made her a pioneering figure for women in the entertainment industry. Hepburn's career spanned more than 6 decades, during which she became known not only for her acting but also for her strength of character. She often portrayed women who were ahead of their time, embodying independence, intelligence, and resilience. Hepburn's defiance and individuality made her an icon in an industry known for its tendency to typecast actresses. However, her challenging nature sometimes led to difficulties with co-stars and directors. Hepburn was not afraid to voice her opinions and stand her ground, often clashing with those who tried to control her on set. Her uncompromising attitude toward her roles and her insistence on portraying women who were strong and unapologetically themselves often resulted in tension with directors who were accustomed to actresses who followed the script more literally. Despite her challenging nature, Hepburn's talent was unmatched. Over the course of her career, she won 4 Academy Awards for Best Actress, more than any other actor in history, which speaks to the extraordinary range of her talent and the respect she garnered in the industry. Her first Academy Award came for her role in Morning Glory, 1933, followed by wins for Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, 1967, The Lion in Winter, 1968, and On Golden Pond, 1981. Hepburn's longevity in the industry is a testament to her ability to reinvent herself and tackle diverse roles throughout her career. Despite the occasional clashes on set, she remains one of the most respected and beloved actresses of all time. Hepburn's legacy as a fierce and fearless woman in Hollywood continues to inspire generations of actresses who strive to follow in her footsteps. Her ability to stay true to herself, even when it was difficult, and her determination to carve out her own path in an industry that often demanded conformity, made her an enduring symbol of empowerment. 12. Mae West. Mae West was a Hollywood sensation in the 1930s, known for her sultry one-liners, bold personality, and unapologetic sexuality. She became one of the most popular actresses of her time, captivating audiences with her charm and confidence. West was a trailblazer who challenged societal norms and used her platform to make provocative statements about sexuality and gender roles. Her wit and confidence made her an unforgettable figure in Hollywood, but her refusal to conform to Hollywood's more conservative culture led to frequent clashes with the establishment. West was known for her daring and often controversial lines, many of which pushed the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in Hollywood films. She famously quipped, "I'm no angel, but I've spread my wings a bit," reflecting her fearless attitude toward life and love. Her boldness and defiance of the industry's conventions were not always appreciated, and she was often seen as a challenge to the more conservative values of Hollywood. One notable incident occurred when West was kicked out of a Hollywood party for being too provocative. Her refusal to adhere to the conventional standards of behavior and dress earned her a reputation as a difficult and controversial figure. Despite the backlash, West remained unapologetic and continued to build her career on her own terms. She wrote many of her own scripts and pushed for roles that showcased her talents, something that was uncommon for women in Hollywood at the time. West's ability to subvert expectations and challenge traditional gender roles made her a revolutionary figure in the film industry. Her influence can still be seen in the work of contemporary actresses who embrace their own sexuality and challenge societal expectations. Mae West's legacy is one of confidence, independence, and a boldness that helped reshape the way women were portrayed in Hollywood films. Though her career slowed down as the years passed, her impact on the entertainment industry was undeniable. She remains an enduring symbol of empowerment and a trailblazer for women in film. 13. Loretta Young. Loretta Young was known for her elegance, beauty, and poise, qualities that made her one of the most beloved actresses of Hollywood's golden age. However, behind her polished exterior was a perfectionist who demanded nothing less than excellence from those around her. Young's attention to detail and her high standards often made her a difficult person to work with. While some colleagues admired her commitment to delivering the best possible performance, others found her exacting demands challenging. Her meticulous approach to acting and her desire to achieve perfection sometimes created tension on set. Young's behavior was often seen as demanding, but it also contributed to her success as an actress. She became known for delivering consistently outstanding performances, such as in her Academy Award-winning role in The Farmer's Daughter, 1947. Young's legacy is defined not just by her beauty, but by her dedication to her craft. She worked tirelessly to perfect each role, and her work ethic set her apart from many of her contemporaries. Despite her difficult reputation, Young's legacy as an actress remains one of grace and professionalism. She was a true star who left her mark on Hollywood with a career that spanned decades. However, her demanding nature and desire for control were sometimes viewed as overbearing by others in the industry. Nevertheless, Young's career remains a testament to the rewards of hard work, dedication, and a relentless pursuit of perfection. Her influence on Hollywood and the standard of excellence she set continues to be felt by those who follow in her footsteps. 14. Vivien Leigh. Vivien Leigh, best known for her portrayal of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, 1939, was one of Hollywood's most beautiful and talented actresses. Her career was marked by extraordinary achievements, but it was also marred by personal struggles that often affected her work. Leigh's portrayal of Scarlett O'Hara is considered one of the most iconic performances in film history, earning her an Academy Award for Best Actress. However, behind her success was a turbulent personal life, particularly her battles with bipolar disorder. Leigh's mental health issues had a significant impact on her behavior on set, often making it difficult for her to maintain consistent performances. She was known for her unpredictable mood swings, emotional outbursts, and occasional lateness to set. Her struggles with mental illness were often hidden from the public, and she did not always receive the understanding or support she needed. Despite these challenges, Leigh remained one of Hollywood's brightest stars. Her performance in A Streetcar Named Desire, 1951, in which she played the volatile Blanche Dubois, showcased her remarkable range as an actress. However, her unpredictable behavior on set led to tension with directors and co-stars. She was sometimes difficult to work with due to her emotional instability, but her undeniable talent made her a beloved figure in Hollywood. Leigh's personal difficulties took a toll on her health, and she passed away at the age of 53. Despite the hardships she faced, Vivien Leigh's legacy as an actress remains intact, and her performances continue to be remembered and revered. 15. Jean Harlow. Jean Harlow, often referred to as the original blonde bombshell, was one of the most beloved actresses of Hollywood's golden age. She was known for her stunning beauty, but Harlow also had a fiery temper that made her a controversial figure in Hollywood. She was often difficult to work with due to her explosive personality and her tendency to clash with directors and co-stars. Her career skyrocketed in the early 1930s, and she became one of the most popular and bankable stars of the time. However, Harlow's personal life was filled with tragedy, which sometimes overshadowed her professional achievements. She was married twice, but both of her husbands had troubled relationships with her, and her second husband, Paul Bird, tragically committed suicide. Harlow's struggles with alcoholism and personal loss weighed heavily on her, and they often affected her behavior on set. Despite her difficult personality, Harlow's talent and beauty made her one of the most unforgettable stars of her time. Unfortunately, her life was cut short when she passed away from kidney failure at just 26 years old. Jean Harlow's legacy remains that of a glamorous yet troubled figure whose career was both meteoric and tragic. 16. Clara Bow. Clara Bow, often called the original It Girl, became an overnight sensation in Wings, 1927, one of the first films to win the Academy Award for Best Picture. With her signature bob haircut, youthful energy, and exuberant persona, Bow captivated audiences, and defined the flapper era of the Roaring Twenties. Known for her tomboyish style and carefree attitude, Beau was a breath of fresh air in the overly polished world of Hollywood. Her down-to-earth Brooklyn accent and casual demeanor were at odds with the glamour and sophistication expected of actresses at the time. She stood out not only for her looks, but also for her unflinching independence and disregard for the traditional Hollywood image. This made her both a trailblazer and a controversial figure in the industry. Beau was often portrayed as the embodiment of the new woman, free, bold, and unapologetic. However, her bluntness and refusal to conform to the expectations of Hollywood led to her being labeled as difficult and troublesome by some. Behind her dazzling screen persona, Clara faced her personal struggles with relationships and a turbulent career in the spotlight. Her famous love affair with actor and director Rex Bell was marred by intense media scrutiny. Furthermore, her mental health deteriorated under the pressure of being a star, which led to her eventual withdrawal from the public eye. Despite her early success, Beau's career declined as Hollywood moved into the sound era, where her distinctive voice didn't fit the roles she was offered. Yet her legacy as an early feminist icon and a symbol of the 1920s remains undeniable. She was one of the first stars to break away from Hollywood's expectations for women and carved out her own space as a representation of sexual liberation and individuality. 17. Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo was one of the most enigmatic and mysterious stars of Hollywood's golden age. She was known for both her extraordinary beauty and her strong desire for solitude, which contributed to her allure and mystique. Her famous line, "I want to be alone," from the film Grand Hotel, 1932, resonated deeply with her personal preference for privacy and became a defining element of her persona. Garbo's enigmatic nature made her one of the most fascinating actresses in the world. Unlike many of her contemporaries, she shied away from public appearances and fiercely guarded her personal life. Despite being one of the most famous women in the world, Garbo's behavior in the public eye was minimal. She avoided Hollywood parties and public events, preferring to live in isolation rather than bask in the attention that came with fame. However, this need for privacy did not mean that Garbo was a passive star. She was incredibly demanding when it came to the portrayal of her roles. Garbo insisted on complete control over how she was presented on screen, a trait that sometimes led to tension with directors, producers, and fellow actors. One famous anecdote involves Garbo coldly dismissing actress Mary Pickford when she unexpectedly visited Garbo's set, stating that she did not come to see Pickford, but another actress. This anecdote, along with others, helped build Garbo's image as not just a private individual, but one who could be harsh and unkind to others. Despite her famously difficult on-set behavior, Garbo's extraordinary performances and insistence on perfection became legendary. She won numerous awards and built a lasting legacy as one of the greatest actresses of her time. Garbo's withdrawal from acting in 1941 left her as a deeply mysterious figure in Hollywood history, and her demand for solitude continues to intrigue fans and scholars alike. Her pursuit of artistic and personal control defined her career, leaving behind a fascinating yet complex legacy that endures to this day. 18. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead was one of Hollywood's most colorful and controversial personalities, known for her sharp wit, unfiltered remarks, and outrageous behavior. She was infamous for speaking her mind, whether in interviews, on set, or in her personal life. Bankhead's wild and unapologetic attitude made her a favorite of the tabloids, but often put her at odds with Hollywood's more traditional and restrained public image. She was known for her late-night parties, daring public statements, and her ability to shock those around her. Her behavior often blurred the lines between public persona and private life, making her a true Hollywood iconoclast. One of her most famous remarks occurred when she casually told a young actress, "I don't know what your talent is, but your legs are magnificent." This was just one of many examples of Bankhead's unapologetic bluntness. Her unfiltered commentary was a part of what made her so fascinating, but it also caused discomfort and tension within the industry. In addition to her bold remarks, Bankhead's eccentric personal life further fueled her controversial reputation. She was known for her love of fast living, indulging in drinking, smoking, and experimenting with sexual liberation. As a child, she had been notorious for causing trouble, even bullying classmates and getting expelled from convent schools. This rebellious streak continued into adulthood, and her unapologetic nature made her a larger-than-life figure in Hollywood. Despite her controversies, Bankhead had a significant influence on the industry and inspired various larger-than-life characters, such as Cruella de Vil. Her fearless attitude and outrageous behavior carved out a place for her in Hollywood's history, demonstrating that sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. While her career had ups and downs, her legacy as a trailblazer who defied convention and embraced her own brand of wildness remains a defining aspect of her persona. 19. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth was the epitome of the Hollywood dream woman during the 1940s. Known for her stunning beauty, graceful dancing, and unforgettable performances, Hayworth captured the hearts of audiences worldwide. Her role in Gilda, 1946, cemented her as one of Hollywood's greatest stars. But behind her glamorous exterior, she struggled with personal challenges that would take a toll on her career and mental health. Hayworth was one of the most beloved actresses of her time, admired for her elegance and poise on screen, yet her off-screen struggles became a source of controversy. As she rose to fame, the pressures of maintaining her image and the constant demands of fame began to wear on her. Stories circulated about her increasingly unreliable behavior on set, including issues with punctuality and a lack of focus during filming. Directors and producers found it difficult to work with her as her struggles with mental health became more pronounced. Hayworth's behavior, including occasional outbursts and erratic decisions, made her a difficult presence in the studio system. Despite her undeniable talent and beauty, the stress of fame took a significant toll on her personal life. She battled with feelings of insecurity and depression, and these internal struggles were compounded by her tumultuous marriages, including one to Prince Ali Khan, which ended in a messy divorce. Hayworth's mental health issues, including her eventual diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease, were kept largely out of the public eye until much later in her life. Despite her tragic personal challenges, Rita Hayworth's legacy as one of the most glamorous and talented actresses of Hollywood's golden age endures. Her beauty and star power continue to inspire new generations, and her story serves as a poignant reminder of the hidden costs of fame in an industry built on perfection. 20. Ginger Rogers. Ginger Rogers is remembered not only for her graceful dancing, but for her incredible talent as an actress and a trailblazer for women in Hollywood. Best known for her legendary partnership with Fred Astaire in a series of popular musicals, Rogers showed that she was much more than just a dance partner. While she became synonymous with elegance and grace, her contributions to the film industry went far beyond the dance floor. Rogers was also a fiercely independent woman who fought for more substantial roles and equal recognition in a time when women were often relegated to secondary parts. Her determination to break free from traditional roles was one of the driving forces behind her success and reputation as a feminist icon in Hollywood. Despite her beauty and charm, Rogers was not content with being just a leading lady in dance films. She actively sought out more serious roles that would allow her to showcase her acting talent and depth. Rogers was also a pioneer for equal pay in Hollywood, demanding fair compensation for her work at a time when women were often paid less than their male counterparts. This courage to speak out for her worth often led to clashes with directors and studio executives who were not used to actresses asserting themselves. Though some people labeled her as difficult, Rogers remained unapologetic in her pursuit of equality and recognition. Over the course of her career, she earned a reputation as one of the hardest-working and most professional actresses in the industry, winning an Academy Award for her role in Kitty Foyle, 1940. Ginger Rogers' legacy is not just one of elegance and charm, but also of strength, independence, and courage in the face of adversity. Her work paved the way for future generations of women to challenge the norms of Hollywood and demand respect both on and off screen.